Well, good morning to you. It is a Monday, I know, kicking off another work week, but hey, it's an exciting day for Houston Community College as we kick off our second start semester today. Don't worry, if you didn't sign up for classes yet, you still have a little bit of time. You can sign up today and tomorrow. The deadline has been extended, but you need to sign up by tomorrow to get into second start. We'll talk about that later in the show. We've got your HCC news and information for the next half hour, things you'll need to know to get started with your work week, and a couple of special guests. But as always on a Monday, Dr. Tony Reyes-Sutherland joins me now. Good morning, Tony. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fine on this beautiful Monday morning. See, I'm thinking positive here.
You got to think positive. And you know what? By tomorrow night, we've got a strong cold front coming through. So officially, fall is getting ready to kick underway in the city of Houston. So that's going to be great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's supposed to be highs in the low 80s. Lows in the upper 50s. It's going to be phenomenal. So it should be a great week ahead.
Excellent. Excellent. And also I'm sure you want me to tell everyone about how they can find us on social media, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's see. You look for Houston Community College District on the Facebook, not just HCC, because you can find all kinds of things. Houston Community College District on the Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we're there, social media. And we're also back on HCCTV, right?
That's right. HCCTV at noon and 5 p.m. You can catch the rebroadcast of our show. So make sure you do so. And by the way, Tony, it's not the Facebook. He was going to call it that, but it's simply Facebook. Facebook. We're on Facebook.
I'm sorry.
He was going to call it, Zuckerberg was apparently going to call it, according to the movie, he was going to call it the Facebook, but he went with Facebook. He was told by, I think it was the guy from Twitter or something told him, go with just Facebook. So that's what we're at today. All right, Tony, you're going to be interviewing this next guest. We've got a special guest joining us from our Public Safety Institute, Vedron Bordeaux. He is the program coordinator with HCC's Fire Technology. Good morning to you. Can you hear me? There we go.
I hear you loud and clear. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
everyone.
Yeah, you got some new, I understand you guys have some new certifications and you got a drone around there. We'll talk more about that shortly. So stick around. We're going to be with you very shortly, Vedron.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Dr. Tony will be interviewing him in a little while. But first up, we've got Dr. Becky Hauri. She is with Disability Services. She's a counselor for HCC. And most importantly, she's been around here for 40 years. Good morning, Becky. You can unmute your mic there. Can you hear me? We can get you to unmute your mic. There we go.
There we go. Yes, I can hear you.
Well,
yes,
good morning.
And actually, Todd, it's 45. If you can believe it. Years. That's a long time. I know. It's amazing. Man, the time has gone quickly.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about your tenure here, but in the last 45 years, what's the biggest change HCC has had over 45 years?
I would say, well, a ton. We got accredited. We weren't accredited when I started by the Southern Association, which is a big deal. I mean, you've got to have that in. We started out in primarily in high schools. Right. Ours were 2 to 10. We had a campus downtown at Central, and we just expanded and expanded. And we've always done up to the minute programs. We've always had people on advisory committees and listened to industry and developed programs that coincided with industry so that our students would have jobs when they got out, so that we were teaching very relevant things. But we've changed. We've got a ton of buildings now. We're throughout the city, and we're daytime, nighttime, and we continue to keep up with the newest of programs.
Becky, let me ask you this. How has the counseling department changed in the past 45 years?
Significantly. One of the first things I can think of is right now, all of our counselors are licensed mental health professionals, licensed professional counselors, licensed social workers, licensed psychologists. we're a lot more proactive than we used to be. We see things coming up and we address them before they become problems as much as possible. Several years ago in the 1980s, there was a shooting on campus. This was the first one we had. I was working at Jackson Hill at the time, which is no longer there, right. But was called and asked to intervene. I had never gone in and intervened on a shooting, so I called the head of, I knew the head of psychological services at HISD. I called some psychologists with the fire department. I called the Blue Bonnet team. I trained the counselors that afternoon. The faculty that evening, we all went in and intervened, and we dealt with the students the next day. Subsequently, I got a lot of training in crisis intervention. When there's a dramatic thing that happens, like a shooting on campus, or somebody would drop dead of a heart attack on campus and people witness it, and trained all of the counselors. Later on, Dr. Alvarez and I created teams, and he had different training, and we integrated our trainings together so that the entire counseling staff could go in and intervene, which was, proactive rather than reactive. Then later on, Dr. Alvarez, Dr. Rinker, myself, and several other counselors created the BITAT team, which was to look at behaviors that might be causing some red flags. And the BITAT team, through the BITAT team, we developed Maxient, which was done, it wasn't just the counselors, it was all through student services, and the deans were involved, and, all the way up the ladder. The police people come in because sometimes it's more appropriate referral to them. But with the Maxient reports now, whenever a faculty member sees behavior that might be a little unusual or that presents a red flag, they will submit reports to the Maxient team, and it'll go with whoever's appropriate. If it's counseling, we'll deal with it. And a lot of times we can see things before they happen and, ward off things. So we're coming in a prevention mode. In addition, we're dealing a lot more with community resources. For example, I've worked a lot with NIHouse. They work with students with dyslexia. We don't deal with students with dyslexia per se in terms of training them how to handle their dyslexia. We train them on study skills and those kinds of things, but there's some specific things that they need with dyslexia. I've referred students to the community programs through the dyslexia, and the students have come back, and it's made a significant difference in their ability to succeed at Houston Community College.
Becky, let me ask you this. I know you deal with a wide variety of issues, wide array of issues for students that they may be facing. Over the past 18 months, have students come to you with anxiety or things related to the pandemic, primarily maybe not being able to deal with the online learning or having trouble connecting with their friends? Maybe they got laid off from a job, which has happened to a lot of students. Have those issues been prevalent during this pandemic?
Absolutely. We've had a lot more student issues, a lot more people coming to us for counseling. Grief and loss, they've lost people to COVID. They've lost jobs. Their situations have just changed. A lot of times there's more domestic violence right now in the homes with people getting frustrated and kind of feeling fenced in. So yes, our services have increased significantly during this COVID time. We've been very busy. In addition to the everyday things like being able to get on, which is essential too, being able to get on, being able to hear your professor and being able to get your assignments in on time. That's essential,
What is your approach with dealing with these students when you face such a wide array of issues?
Well, first of all, I listen to them and try and determine what the issue is. Depending on what it is, we might set goals. They may need support, just understanding and support that, what you're going through is tough. And sometimes that's enough, that somebody can listen and hear and respond appropriately to your feelings, and the person feels better and unloaded. Other times they may need ongoing counseling. They may need other community resources.
Yep.
We have referred people to the food bank. We've referred them to housing. We've done things to support their basic needs, which is a new program we developed under Dr. Manaz Kalani during the pandemic. We had basic needs. We had computer connections addressed so that they could get into the computer. Different financial resources came forth, and we've connected students with financial resources and emotional resources during this time. And so you take each person kind of where they are, and you break things down if they need to move forward to smaller steps. What's the next thing they can do? What can they feel good about today? Those kinds of things. So they experience some success, and then you can raise the bar higher and higher so that, again, and sometimes you have people that you slip back. I mean, moving forward is not a straight and narrow path that you go straight up.
It never is.
But you go back and forth, and you listen, you support, and you help them create their dreams, whatever that is, to get through the pandemic, to get through the loss, to complete the degree, to deal with working full time and having a family and trying to go to school. And maybe something has to give. Maybe they need to let go and take less classes, take longer to get out, but they'll come out with a degree, and they'll come out with more employment opportunities. So it just really, it's a step by step, and you just really break it down.
We've been talking with Dr. Becky Hauri. She's HCC's Disability Services Counselor, and she's been around here for 45 years. Dr. Hauri, it's always good seeing you. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the work you do, and we hope to see you in person soon.
Okay, and one other thing I want to correct, Todd. I'm now the lead counselor at Southwest. So I'm over the counseling. Yeah. So I'm over the counseling department, and as well as the disability area.
We're going to talk with our producer and make sure she gets our titles right next time.
Okay.
5 years. She's the lead counselor too. So we'll make sure we get that right. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Being here. Thank you. All right, we're going to toss things over to Dr. Tony Rayo Sutherland. She's got a special guest from the Public Safety Institute. Tony?
Yes, we have Vedron Bordeaux. Did I pronounce that all correctly?
Vedron Bordeaux.
Vedron Bordeaux. I got the Bordeaux right.
That is correct.
Well, we are so happy for you to be here today. He is the program coordinator of the HCC Fire Technology Department at the Public Safety Institute. And you know what? That's one of the departments that we are so proud of. I mean, we're proud of all of our departments, but that one has got high technology and all kinds of neat things. Your facility is out of this world. Actually, it's in this world, but it's great. Anyways, tell us a little bit about your new facility and all that.
Okay. Well, good morning to everyone. And thank you, Dr. Sutherland, for having me this morning on the show. Want to talk about our facility. Our facility is one of the state-of-the-art facility here in the Houston metropolitan region, if not Texas. We offer new training props, new equipment, live fire training props, different equipment that we need in order for us to enhance our training with our students, as well as our instructors, to make sure that our students have all the necessary resources to train with for real life scenarios.
And I've seen some of the stuff that's being done. I know that you've got this emergency, I'm probably not calling it right, but it's like an emergency response facility. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Okay,
so the emergency response facility, that is in the process of becoming reality. And that's going to involve everything from swift water training, high water, flood water training. It's going to be this big facility. And I'm so proud of it because basically we are able to be the only HCC will be the only educational facility in this Houston metropolitan region to offer a facility that can train first responders in swift water, high water, flood water, where their cars will be flooded, apartment buildings will be flooded, and they can go in there and learn how to save people's lives in conditions that involve flood water, high water.
And that's so much needed, especially in this area, but also in the southern region, in the eastern, they're all over. And so, you know, it sounds like people can come from other parts of the U.S. to come here to learn how to do that, right?
And that is correct. And not only on that, you know, you're able to get a certificate, you're able to get college credit hours. So these things not only is targeted for the Houston metropolitan region, but for, just like you said, throughout Texas and throughout the nation, where people can find out about our emergency response center and come and train.
Now you have, as you said, degrees, certificates. Tell us a little bit about what people can get, students can receive.
Okay, so our fire technology program, we offer a basic fire certificate program. Most students sign up for that. And that certificate program is 640 hours, basically training them to become certified firefighters in the state of Texas. We offer an industrial fire certificate, which basically targets the industrial industry. So we are certifying students, and we just had our inaugural class, I think it was 2 months ago, and they just finished. And so I'm so proud of that. And they are going to be certified once they take the state exam to work in the industrial industry as certified firefighters. We also offer a fire inspector as well as fire instructor certificates.
Excellent, excellent. And Todd mentioned something about drone classes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So the drone class, and just before I say about the drone class, our 2 degrees that we offer is the Fire Science Firefighting Associate's degree, as well as the Fire Science Fire Arson Investigation Associate's degree. Now, our drone class, truly excited about that because we just implemented that program this year. We had 10 instructors who went through it. We completed the course, and now we're getting ready to take our FAA pilot certification license. And once we are able to pass that, or should I say when we pass it, and we're ready to start teaching for the spring semester, bring it on board to start teaching students. That drone technology class is exciting because we have new drones and we're ready to show HCC students what this drone technology can do for them out in the real world.
So that would be kind of my next question is, what can people do with drone? I know it's a fun thing to do, but there's a lot of things you can maybe actually make money and do other things with it. What are some things a student can do with that?
Now, Dr. Sutherland, you are absolutely correct when it comes to recreational. Most people would use it as a recreational, hobby. But when it comes to employment, you are looking at the fire department. They can use that for search and rescue. The police department, they can use that for crime and law enforcement. Then you have your industrial. They use that to monitor flaring, which is having gas released throughout the plant. They can, and because these drones they come with cameras that can target and sense different applications, that they can use those drones within the industrial plants to monitor, gas release, monitor different things that are going on within the plant, as well as surveillance. And so we are definitely happy to provide all this information as well as the training for our drone program to HCC students.
Does a student have to have a drone in order to sign up and learn from the class, or do you provide all that?
We provide all of that. We have 10 mini drones, and we have 2 large drones. They are called Matrice 300, and we're so proud of those. I wish I had one in front of me to show you, but I don't, because I probably would be flying it right here in the office. So,
that would be fun. Okay, and I know you have the 911 dispatch certification. What exactly is that?
So the 911 dispatch certification is a program that will train students to become telecommuters or 911 dispatchers. Now, there is a high demand for 911 dispatchers because of the shortage due to COVID and due to people coming into a field to have job security. So that 911 dispatch program is definitely a program that we're looking to start real soon, hopefully the spring of 2022, and train students in the 911 dispatch industry.
Now, industrial firefighter certification. I know you said that before, that you offer that, and that's in high demand, especially in Houston and surrounding areas. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, indeed. And I'm glad that you asked that question. So the industrial firefighter certification, we thought about what were some of the high demanding jobs just around here in the Houston metropolitan region. And one of the things, like you know, just like I know, Houston is home to a large industrial chemical facilities. And so we wanted to target that area. And so we reached out and did some research, and we found out that there is a high demand for firefighters, first responders within the industrial plants. And so they usually have their own fire brigades. They usually have their own internal training. However, people who want to enter into those first responder jobs within the industrial plant, or the ones that are already with the industrial plants, they need that training. And so we provide that training for entry level, as well as those who are already in the first responder program for their industrial plant. We provide that training so that they don't have to go all the way to Texas A&M University, College Station, to receive that type of training. HCC will be able to offer that type of training for the Houston metropolitan region for the industrial firefighter certification.
So the statistics for employment for your graduates, all of your graduates, is pretty high, right?
95%.
Excellent. Well, great. Well, we're unfortunately running out of time. I could ask you so many more questions, and you can tell me so many more good things about your facility, but I guess we're going to have to close, right, Todd?
Yes, we are, Vedron. We appreciate you being here and updating us on all the things with Public Safety Institute. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me. Have a good evening.
All right. Thank you. And just remember, everything we talked to Vedron and Becky about, we'll have links in our social media posts to lead you to both the counseling and the Public Safety Institute in those programs and certifications as well. Okay, let's get to our news and announcements section. Dr. Tony, we've got a virtual coffee break that is coming up tomorrow. And I believe this may be one of the last ones with Janet May.
Yes, I think so, because I know she's getting ready to move on to another institution, but I think tomorrow tomorrow, September 21st, 11 a.m., Jennifer Vaca, who is the director of Adjunct Academy, is going to be the special guest there to talk about that area, and that should be very important. I'm especially interested since I'm also an adjunct faculty member.
That's right. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., we'll have a link in the social media post to the show to check them out. Also, Domestic Violence Workshop, HCC's Counseling and Abilities Services, is presenting the virtual presentation on the intersection of domestic violence and human trafficking in conjunction with the aid to the victims of domestic violence. That's happening 1 p.m. Thursday, September 23rd. That's this Thursday. As you heard with Dr. Becky Hauri earlier in the show, Obviously, domestic violence is one of the things that our students are either could be experiencing or witnessing. Either way, it's something that we all need to be aware of because cases have gone up over the past 18 months, especially during the shutdown. This important event will happen later this week, and we'll have a link in our social media post. Okay, Hispanic Heritage events. We've got a couple of them coming up. HCC's Student Life Hispanic Heritage Month continues with Dr. Karen Lanzano. She's the founder of UT Rio Grande Valley Nanotechnology Center, and that's happening Tuesday, September 21st. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. And then Fancy Flamenco. That's happening as well, Tony.
Yes, you can watch the Solero Flamenco Dance Company. They have a lot of fancy footwork, wonderful voices, and a great guitar. So watch that. You can watch it virtually. That's this Wednesday at 1 p.m. Get your Hispanic flavor on. And then there's movie nights also. Oh, don't forget movie nights at West Loop, Stafford campuses. The next one is Caesar's Last Fast. Now that sounds interesting. It's September 22nd. That's Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m.
Yes, that's happening at the Stafford Learning Hub, room 219. We'll have more information in our link. Also, there is something called the Bible 101. If you want to travel in time for an overview of the regions, peoples, and cultures of Canaan, Israel, and Judea, well, HCC staff member John Swan will be taking you there online and on site with fall and spring community learning courses on biblical eras. Courses include archaeology, biblical and historical data. Now, there are some fees for the course, but we will have links for it in our social media post. If you're looking for financial aid, there's still time to get it. However, you need to get moving pretty quickly.
And that's for both part-time and full-time students. So don't worry if you're just part-time, you still can get the financial aid. And you need to register now for Second Start. It starts today, right?
Yeah, Second Start is underway today, but you can still register for it. As I mentioned at the top of the show, classes start today, but you can register today and tomorrow. They extended that deadline because of Tropical Storm Nicholas, or Hurricane Nicholas, as before it made landfall. So if you sign up today, you can sign up through tomorrow and you can still take Second Start. You can still enroll in Second Start.
And there's something special you get if you sign up now.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Tell them about that.
You get a chance to win a laptop.
Oh,
and
wow.
I mean, you've got to do that. So, go ahead and sign up. A free laptop. What are you waiting for?
Sign up now at hccs.edu/now. Okay, wrapping up the show. Tasty Tuesday tomorrow. Max's Wine Dive will be here. And also we'll have something with Laura Williamson here as well, Tony.
Yeah, she's from the West Houston Institute Collaboratorium. That's kind of a hard word to say, but collaborate. A lot of fun things there.
The Collaboratorium will be tomorrow. All right, we're going to wrap up. Rest of the week, we got some great guests lined up, so make sure you tune in there. Tony, you're back tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I will too. We'll all see you live 10 a.m. right here in Up to the Minute.